How every NFL team owner got rich enough to become an NFL team owner Part 2. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Super Bowl is only 2 weeks away. And if you're like me, you might occasionally find yourself daydreaming about someday owning your very own NFL franchise. After all, they are pretty valuable properties. But how exactly does someone go about earning enough money to buy an NFL team? This is part 2 of video story. Green Bay Packers. Team net worth, $2.55 billion. Owner, Green Bay Packers Incorporated. Owner since N/A. The Packers are a publicly traded nonprofit company owned by their shareholders. There are currently 364,122 shareholders of the Packers. When the organization needs money for something expensive like a stadium renovation, they sell more shares to raise funding. There can never be a majority owner of the Green Bay Packers as there is a limit on how many shares any one person can hold in the team. This business model has been banned by the NFL despite its success and effectiveness. Green Bay was grandfathered in.
Houston Texans. Team net worth, $2.8 billion. Owner, Robert C. McNair. Owner since 2002.
McNair and his partners bought this expansion team for $700 million. McNair made his millions when he sold his power plant company to Enron in 1999.
Indianapolis Colts. Owner, Jim Irsay. Owner since 1997. Team net worth, $2.375 billion.
Jim's dad, Robert, built a $150 million fortune in heating and air conditioning companies. He bought the Los Angeles Rams for $19 million in 1972. He then traded teams with Carroll Rosenblum, ending up with the Baltimore Colts. That bit of hijinks should have clued Colts fans into Irsay's shenanigans. Maybe they wouldn't have been so shocked when he packed the team up and moved them in the middle of the night from Baltimore to Indianapolis in 1984. Irsay is personally worth $2.7 billion.
Jacksonville Jaguars. Owner, Shahid Khan. Owner since 2012. Team net worth, $2.075 billion.
Khan was born in Pakistan and moved to the U.S. when he was 16 years old to study engineering at the University of Illinois. Post-college he went to work for Flex & Gate, an auto parts company making bumpers, as an engineering manager. Khan saw how inefficiently the manufacturing process was, streamlined it and started his own company, Bumper Works. Soon after he bought Flex & Gate, which, since the 1980s has been the sole bumper supplier for Toyota. Kansas City Chiefs. Owner, Clark Hunt. Owner since 2006. Team net worth, $2.1 billion. The Chiefs have been in the Hunt family since the team founding in the AFL days. Clark Hunt is the grandson of oil magnate H.L. Hunt, said to be the inspiration for J.R. Ewing's character on Dallas. Clark's father Lamar was one of the co-founders of the American Football League, and the person who came up with the name Super Bowl. When Lamar passed away in 2006, Clark inherited the Chiefs. Los Angeles Chargers. Owner, Alex Spanos. Owner since 1984. Team net worth, $2.275 billion. In 1951, Spanos started a catering company with an $800 loan. Later he took his catering profits and moved into real estate, founding A.G. Spanos Companies. His construction company builds apartments and commercial buildings. Los Angeles Rams. Owner, Stan Kroenke. Owner since 2010. Team net worth, $3.0 billion. Kroenke is a real estate developer who owns properties around the country. Many of his developments are anchored by Walmarts. This isn't a surprise, he is married to Anna Walton, whose father Bud co-founded Walmart with his brother Sam. Kroenke is worth $7.7 billion today. In 2016, Kroenke moved the Rams from St. Louis to Los Angeles, where he intends to build a massive stadium complex in the heart of Inglewood.
Miami Dolphins. Owner, Stephen M. Ross. Owner since 2009. Team net worth, $2.575 billion.
Ross is a tax attorney turned real estate developer who invested in affordable housing, then sold them to wealthy investors as tax shelters. His projects include the Time Warner Center in Manhattan. He is worth $7.6 billion. Minnesota Vikings. Owner, Zygi Wilf, owner since 2005. Team net worth, $2.4 billion. Wilf and his partners purchased the franchise for $600 million. Wilf's family are German immigrants who survived the Holocaust. They built their wealth by building single-family homes in the 1950s. Wilf and his brothers expanded the company. They now develop townhouses in 39 states and have a commercial department that handles shopping malls.
The company has 21 million square feet of retail space.
New England Patriots. Owner, Robert Kraft, owner since 1995. Team net worth, $3.7 billion. Kraft bought the Patriots in 1995 for $172 million. Kraft got his start in his father-in-law's packaging material company. Not exactly sexy stuff. Eventually he bought the company and merged it with a packaging and recycling company he had founded called International Forest Products. Robert Kraft's net worth is $6.2 billion. New Orleans Saints. Owner, Tom Benson, owner since 1985. Team net worth, $2.0 billion. Benson bought the franchise when he found out the teams was in talks to move to Jacksonville. Benson owns multiple car dealerships in New Orleans and San Antonio. Through the success there, he began to invest in and buy local banks, forming Benson Financial, which funded his purchase of the Saints. He sold Benson Financial in 1996 for $440 million and is personally worth $2.8 billion. New York Giants. Owner, John Mara and Steve Tisch, owner since 2005. Team net worth, $3.3 billion. The Mara family's wealth started with the Giants' original owner, Tim Mara, a bookkeeper for the horse races who bought the Giants for $500 in 1925. Tisch is a film producer who inherited his stake in the Giants from his father Bob, co-owner of the Lowe's Corporation. Actresses Rooney Mara, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and Kate Mara, House of Cards, are John Mara's nieces. Rooney and Kate's grandfather on their mother's side, Art Rooney, founded the Pittsburgh Steelers. New York Jets. Owner, Robert Wood Johnson IV, owner since 2000. Team net worth, $2.75 billion. Johnson bought the team for $635 million. Robert Woody Johnson IV is the heir to Johnson & Johnson. He is personally worth $3.5 billion.
Las Vegas Raiders, owner, Mark and Carol Davis, owner since 2011. Team net worth, $2.38 billion. Mark Davis and Mom Carol inherited their controlling interest in the Raiders from their father, legendary owner Al Davis. Al was coach and general manager before becoming the team's owner. In 2020, the Raiders will move to Las Vegas and begin playing as the Las Vegas Raiders.
Philadelphia Eagles. Owner, Jeffrey Lurie, owner since 1994. Team net worth, $2.65 billion. Lurie bought the Eagles for $195 million. The Lurie family made their money with a movie theater chain founded by Jeffrey's grandfather. They increased their fortune by buying bottling companies and clothing stores.
Lurie is worth $2 billion.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Owner, Art Rooney II and family, owner since 2017. Team net worth, $2.45 billion. Franchise history says that Art Rooney won the $2,500 he needed to buy Pittsburgh an NFL franchise in 1933 after he won a parlay at the horse track. This story has been disputed, but it is far too intriguing not to mention. San Francisco 49ers. Owner, Jed York, owner since 2009. Team net worth, $3.05 billion. York is the nephew of Edward DeBartolo, Jr., who for 23 years owned and ran the Niners franchise pretty perfectly. The family fortune comes from construction and real estate. They built some of the very first shopping malls in the suburbs in the U.S. Seattle Seahawks owner, Paul Allen, owner since 1997. Team net worth, $2.425 billion. Allen is a co-founder of Microsoft. With a net worth of $20.6 billion, he is by far the NFL's richest team owner. Tampa Bay Buccaneers owner, Brian Glazer, Edward Glazer, Joel Glazer, and Darcy Kaswitz, owners since 2014. Team net worth, $1.975 billion. In 1995, Malcolm Glazer's $192 million purchase was a record. Glazer inherited his father's watch business when he was 15 years old. He began buying trailer parks in the 70s, and under his holding company First Allied Corporation, he owns and rents shopping centers. Glazer also owns Manchester United. He was worth $4.4 billion at the time of his death in 2014. Today the team is controlled by his children.
Tennessee Titans owner, Susie Smith, Amy Strunk, Susan Lewis, Barkley Adams, and Kenneth Adams. 4 owners since 2013. Team net worth, $2.05 billion. Bud Adams made his money in oil, which makes sense considering the Titans used to be the Houston Oilers. Adams was worth $1.1 billion at the time of his death in 2013. Ownership of the Titans is now controlled by Bud's children and grandchildren.
Washington Commander owner, Dan Snyder, owner since 1999. Team net worth, $3.1 billion. Snyder and his sister started a direct marketing and advertising company specializing in doctors' offices and hospitals. When this business took off, they branched out into telemarketing. Snyder also owns 3 sports radio stations in D.C. He purchased Dick Clark Productions and runs a production company with Tom Cruise. He's worth $2.3 billion.